All right. And as new people join, if you could add to the chat the slide deck for them, I'd appreciate it because I know Kyle will need it since he just got on. All right. So we're going to be talking about providing feedback in a digital environment. I'm going to put the whole video here, and then I'm also going to chunk it. So if you see these video areas, it's just for people that weren't able to attend live, and that way they can watch either the whole video or segments. So a lot of us have been providing feedback. However, it's been text feedback. And there's a lot of research that shows that we should be using different types of media to provide feedback, not just text. And so if we create videos or use audio, it's more personalized for the students, and they're more likely to take that feedback and improve. And I know right now that's really difficult to do. And so I'm going to hopefully give you some strategies so your feedback for students can be a lot easier. And I have extra resources in the slide deck. So if there's an idea that you might not like, we can meet later and go over it. But I'm just going to kind of go over the quick, easy ways to do this. So if there is more advanced ways that you would like to, we can meet at another time, or we can meet after I go through all of the different ideas. So the first idea is real-time feedback. So a lot of us are missing this because of our classrooms, where you would conference with students. I know a lot of you use the blended learning model, and you would just pull a small group and work with those students on feedback and providing them that real-time feedback, or hey, quickly, you missed this question. Let's take a look at what happened. So my suggestion for that is we can still kind of do that with Google Meet. And you can set up appointment slots in Google Calendar. So if I open up this new tab, you could also do this using Google Forms and just giving the kids the link. I would go to Google Calendar. I'm going to go to Saturday. That way you guys can see it. You're just going to create a new blank. So I do one click, and this new blank event comes up. And then you're going to click appointment slots right here. And I would do feedback. I could do from, 8:30 until, let's say, 10:30. I only need to meet with each student for 10 minutes. So you can set how long you want to meet with every single student. And then you would click the link. You would give this link that's going to pop up in your URL in your Google Classroom, so students can come in here and sign up for when they would like a slot with you. So this one would be 8:30 to 8:40, and they would get feedback. You would have the student's name on your calendar, and then you would just have to, they would hit save. They could add a description if they said like they needed feedback on iReady. So they could type that in there. They hit save. You should get an email. I come back here and I can see that the student has signed up for an appointment slot with me. And then I can add a Google Meet video conference right to the calendar, and then the student would join that way. So that's one way if you wanted to provide feedback one-on-one with students in a Google Meet. Again, you could also do a Google Doc and have students with the time zones on one column, and then the kids just type their names in, and then they could join that link. That could be another option if you didn't want to try the calendar slots.
Stephanie, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
If I, excuse me, and maybe you just said this and I zoned out. If I put that Google Meets link on the calendar, can only the student that has the appointment see it?
Yeah, so you would have, because you can't add a Google Meet to the feedback bulk calendar invite, but once they create an event, then you can add the link. And every student's link would be different. So
Okay.
then you could really provide that feedback to them. If you wanted them to have the same link, you could just copy this. So when I go to feedback and I go to appointment slots, you can see that that one time is gone. I'm going to sign up for 9 o'clock now. I need iReady help again. I'm going to view in my calendar. I can see that I have a 9 o'clock appointment here. And then when I click it, let's see if it will open. Once it's done loading, there we go. I have to add another Google Meet video conference. You can see that the link's different. However, if I wanted to use that same link, you can edit it. And now it's that same link from the first conference.
Okay.
So that's kind of up to you if you want to have different meets. So then the student doesn't come in early and interrupt, or if you think they will be right on time.
Can they reuse it? If you use the same link, can a student reuse it? Because I have had kids that are trying to stay on after I'm finished so they can continue to chat.
Yeah, but they would have to add somebody. So you could do that. I would suggest either doing a invite here and then using Google Classroom. I don't know if how many of you have seen that feature yet. And pull it up. So in Google Classroom, they just added this feature. It's been slowly rolled out, so some of you might not have it, but I think majority of us do have it. So once you're in Google Classroom, let me find one where I am not a co-teacher. There we go. You'll go to the setting gear right here. You'll turn it on. And down here is the Google Meet. You can toggle it on and off. The kids have about 30 seconds to where they can log back on and have another conversation once you end the meeting. Google's, I think, working on that, but that is the only negative to that. So then if I was doing appointment slots, I might say, hey, check out the Google Classroom link. And the Classroom link, once you save it, will pop up here for the kids to join. And you just click it, and then you're in a Google Meet meeting.
So, Stephanie, I've been using that, and I've been turning it off at night and on in the morning, because then I just leave it open all day. Is that okay? That
yep,
way?
that's fine.
Okay.
Yep. And then I would just turn it off when I'm done, or I'm at lunch, or if I don't want to meet with students, and then save. And then when I go back to the classroom, you can see it's gone.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. So I would, if you want to, set up calendar invites. That way it's one-on-one feedback. Also, if you notice that some students are making the same error, you could do small group feedback. And you could, again, do a Google Doc or a Google form, and the kids sign up for their time slots. And then you can also put the link in Google Classroom. Again, it's in the settings gear. And then you'll go here, save, and then it will pop up right here. And then again, to turn it off, just settings gear, and you toggle it off. And again, there's about a 30-second gap to where students can join that after you end it. Any questions about meeting live? Okay. I'm going to, again, chunk that video, so only idea 1 is right here for those people that wanted to watch the recording, but they only wanted to watch that part of the video. Because I know a lot of you are making a ton of videos, which is awesome, but I've heard teachers say they're making 40-minute videos, and you might want to think about chunking your videos into different parts. So taking that 40 minutes and putting, 5 minutes here, the first part, the second part. That way, if a student just needs to rewatch a certain part of the video, they can really easily do that. So idea 2 is video feedback. And so some of the video feedback that you could do is Screencastify, Loom, and WeVideo. I would say the most popular ways that we're using video is with Screencastify and WeVideo. Since feedback is probably a quick way of, you're going to be using video, and it's probably going to be quicker than it's going to be less than 5 minutes. I'm going to show Screencastify because it's going to be the easiest way to do it. So right here is the Screencastify extension. It has the little arrow. It's pink. To get it, you're going to click this link if you do not already have that. And you're going to hit install. Mine's already installed, so you don't need to worry about that. If you do need help installing it, I will stick around afterwards, and I can help anybody that needs help getting it onto their computer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just quickly click this icon. You have 3 options. You can do the browser tab, which would be just this tab. I could do the desktop, which would be any of the tabs if I needed to switch back between two tabs, or I could do the webcam, which would be my face. I would probably prefer doing the browser tab or desktop. So I'm going to click desktop because that gives me more options in case I needed to go back to the directions in Google Classroom so the students could see it. You could add your webcam if you wanted to. And there's also some other tools down here. If I need a longer countdown, so it gives you like a 3-second countdown. So 1, 2, 3, and then you start recording. I could do 5 seconds, I could do 10 seconds. There's also drawing tools, so you can turn those on and off. I like to leave them on. So once I'm ready to record their feedback, I'm going to hit record. It's going to count down. Just like in Google Meet, you have to pick the screen that you want to share. So I want to pick this screen, and then I'm going to hit share. And then it's going to count down 3, 2, 1. There we go. And then you would just start talking about the student's work. So if the student is completing something in Google Slides, I could say, I could use the drawing tools over here, and I could draw and show them the different areas that they need to improve on. I could also erase if I needed to. You can also use like the mouse if you wanted to. There's different mouse pointers also. So you can see like there's a spotlight if I wanted to spotlight on their feedback or their work to show them where they need to make corrections. There's all different kinds of pointers on here too. If you wanted to use those different options, it might help. And again, there's different colors on the pen tool. And then if you don't want the drawing tool or if it's in your way, you can always exit out of it and keep going. And so that's Screencastify. And again, it's recording. Once you're done giving feedback, and I could go back to Google Classroom and say like, you forgot to do part 1. So again, I can switch back and forth in between tabs. And once you're done, I can go to Screencastify. Up here, the little extension. My computer's being super slow. There we go. And then I can hit stop. So once I am done with this student's feedback, it's going to open a brand new tab. And I could put the student's name so I know what feedback I'm giving them on and maybe the assignment. And show them the different areas that they need to. And then I can take this link. So see how it says copy shareable link up here? And I can go over here and I can add a comment, which is this feature right here. And I can say, please watch this video. And I could also add the student's name if I wanted to. So I'm going to go ahead and just add Monica because she won't care if I send her an email. And I can assign it to Monica. And she'll get an email that I have made a comment and gave feedback on this part of her paper. And then I could make another video about this section or about the next slide. You could do one video in all. But just remember with Screencastify, you only get 5 minutes. So you could chunk it up and do a couple seconds here, a couple minutes here, however you want to do it. And again, if you don't like Screencastify and you're more comfortable with Loom or WeVideo, you can do it exactly the same way. And if you need help with those, just let me know. Any questions about providing video feedback? And there's no questions in the chat, is there? Let's see if I can check. Okay. Are we ready for the next idea? Sounds like it. All right, so idea 3 is audio feedback. There's a couple different ways to do audio feedback. So there's Moat, which is in beta, and it's a really cool extension. There's also some other ways. I'm going to go over Moat because I think students will really like Moat because it doesn't also, it provides the audio feedback, but it also provides text. So it converts what you said in audio, and it also creates like a transcript for the students if they needed to read along with it. So what you're going to do with Moat is you're just going to click where you want to give feedback. So right there, I want to give feedback. I'm going to click this comment button, and then I'm going to comment. And this works in Google. So Google Slides, Google Docs, and it works in spreadsheets. And then over here is the audio feedback. You only have 60 seconds. So for Moat, I would do it within the document. So this part might get 60 seconds, another part might get 30 seconds, and then you would just leave audio comments. So then I would just say, hey, you did a great job on this part. Please reread the instructions in Google Classroom. And then once you're done, you're going to click done. It's going to think. And then the kids can copy and paste this link. If they have the Moat extension, it will look like this on their desktop. So you would just need to share this extension with them in the Google Classroom. And then they would have the ability to see exactly what you said. So you can see how I wrote or it typed what I said, or students could go to this website. They just copy and paste that link. And they can see the audio file right here. And they can see exactly what I was saying in that audio file. So then I would just say, hey, and then again, I would go over here and I would start a comment. And I could do Moat again. I could also type if I needed to type something. So then I could all begin to talk and make corrections or whatever I needed to do for that student. And then there they go.
So then,
And again, go ahead.
Can they respond back to you that way too?
So they can't, I think if they have the extension, they can.
Okay.
So they would have to add Moat to their extensions up here. So this is Moat right here.
Okay.
And it is allowed. So they can just, you can put it in your Google Classroom and just say add the extension, and then they can either talk back. Just remember they only have 60 seconds, which is probably a good thing because some of our kids can talk. Or they could type back and say like corrected.
Okay.
So they could do either way. They could also just leave a real quick voice message, hit done. But again, they would have to have the extension added to their device. And then they can just hit play. Real quick. And if you noticed, right here, it said it has a 5 back. So then I can replay it just like in YouTube. I use that feature a lot. So then you can go back like, oh, that was a really good part. I need to go back and re-listen to that. They can go back 5 seconds. And then I could also edit the transcript because sometimes, you know, technology might have not heard me correctly. And then I could make a correction where I need to, if you saw that edit right here. Any questions about audio feedback? And you could also tell your students, after you listen, hit resolve.
Hey,
So then
Stephanie,
you know that they heard. Yes.
there's a question in the comments. Can
Okay.
they resolve your audio comment anyway?
Yeah, so they could resolve it. If they needed to go back to it, everything's right here. So see how I hit the comment area? You can reopen it. And then it's back. So like, let's say the student didn't make corrections. I can go back to my comments and I can go, there's one, hit reopen. And then I could make another comment that says, please do again. There we go. And then again, if the kid cancels it again, I can reopen it another time if I needed to. Or I might try to connect with that kid a different way. So I might try to meet with them in a Google Meet session. Any other questions about audio? All right. Michelle is going to help me with this next idea. So Michelle, she sent me an email right after I sent, hey, this session's going to be available. And she had a really good idea about using stickers and badges. So just some of my ideas, and Michelle can touch up on this after, is Bitmojis. I know a lot of teachers right now are using Bitmojis. So there's an extension. And you could type like, good job. And then the kids can get your Bitmojis as like a digital sticker. And they can see that they're doing a really good job on their work. This was shared by Michelle. She sent me this Twitter handle. And this guy has made some badges. So he has like activity finisher. So Michelle, do you want to talk more about badging? I think she's on the call.
Yeah, there we go. Yep. Okay, so I'm constantly on a bunch of social media and just sharing ideas, getting ideas with other music teachers from around the world, because what we do is quite a bit different than what a homeroom teacher would do. So anyway, trying to figure out a way for us to incentivize students to continue with work, and I found these like tech badges. And what I'm not sure. I can't even figure out where this is. I have too many tabs open right now. But the tech badges, you could either do a little screenshot of them, give them to students, just like what Steph mentioned about using the Bitmoji and sticking it on students' work, or emailing it to them. I don't know if there's a way for us to maybe make like a merit badge type thing where kids could stick their badges on it, like a scout sash or vest that they would have. I don't know, just these tech badges are kind of like what we would give kids with stickers. So I don't know if that's something we want to consider using. Just another idea. So just came across that, I'd pass it along.
Yeah, and we could create a Google folder and start creating some of these. I think, too, if we did like a Google slide, the kids could collect all their different badges and kind of celebrate them that way. I really like this one,
Right.
Ed Completer. So there's some ideas there. So thank you so much for sharing that, Michelle. And I asked this Timothy guy, I don't personally know him, if he would share these with us. So I'm really hoping he gets back to me. You can see my comment. Please share. So hopefully he shares some of these different badges that he's making with us.
Stephanie, I don't mean to interrupt you too much. So where he posted them, and he said that we are free to use them. And if I find the post, it's in a Facebook group. When I find that post, I'll send it to you somehow.
Perfect.
Yeah.
There's also digital stickers, so you could use GIFs. I know kids really like GIFs. Just be careful because some of them are blocked. You could also pull images. So down here is the Explorer tool. I love the Explorer tool. You can type anything in here and it will search the web. But if I go to images, I can pull over a digital sticker that looks like a smiley face. And then I could put it on their work. You could also use different emojis. So if you do Control Command, let me open up a comment first. If you do Control Command Shift bar or space bar, I can pull up all these different emojis. And then I could leave a comment like that. So again, that was Control Command space bar. And I apologize, AJ he was doing really good. And then also Tony Vincent, he's an educator in Iowa. He has some fun ways to use different emojis in education. So you could check out his blog post, and there's like this whole dictionary on different emojis. So you could look at that. There's ways to copy different emojis. So if you want to use any of his resources, feel free. Again, he's an amazing educator, and he's really good with graphic design. And any questions about idea 4?
Stephanie, what's his name again?
Tony Vincent, and his link is right here. His website's Learning in Hand is his website. Last year he taught in a 5th grade classroom, and this year now he's consulting.
Stephanie, where did you click on the Explore thing?
Down here, it's the diamond looking.
Got you. Okay.
It is on Google Docs, and it's on Google Slides. It's pretty much on all the G Suite.
Okay.
Yep, and it might look different. Sometimes it's hidden. So if it's hidden, I always just go up to the help, and you can type Explore, and it will pop up.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions about idea 4? And so I just wanted to remember that when students feel that their feedback is personalized, they are more likely to continue their work and to develop those skills and master them. So I think using these different ideas, such as in-person feedback, video feedback, and audio feedback, and not just using text feedback, will really help students, especially during this distance learning time, improve on their work. I also think once we're back in school, this might be a helpful way in your classroom to continue to provide feedback. I know we're so busy that you're already looking at the work, so just turn on the comments or turning on the audio features like Moat or Screencastify as you're looking at it could save you some time. And then you just have to copy and paste the link. So that is all that I have. If you have any additional questions, I will be sticking around. And if not, feel free to hop off. And if anybody else has any ideas, feel free to share. And let me just pick up.
Thank you,
Thanks
Stephanie.
again for,
There we go.
thank you again for all. Oh my, I can't believe how many things you have shared and worked on for all of us. So thank you.
Yeah,
Welcome.
thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else have any other ideas, or how are you providing feedback during this time? You just wanted to be on camera.
He's adorable. Lift him up a little bit when I see his
Oh.
little face.
There you go.
Oh, so cute. Hi, AJ.
Can you say hi?
Hi, AJ. Baby grin. Okay, he just made my day.